What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kuya P and my pal Heather Hertz here to give you our review, our thoughts on Daisy Ridley, Clive Owen, and Taz Skylar's new film, Cleaner. Before we get into it and we check out the trailer, give you our thoughts and our review, when you first saw this coming out, Heather, what are your initial thoughts on this Daisy Ridley project?
Oh, like when I first saw it,
Or you heard about it? You heard about it?
I mean, I didn't. That's the thing is I didn't hear about it. It kind of just came to us. So with that being said, it was. I love Daisy Ridley. There's very little that I don't think that she can do, or that I think that she can't do. I'm sorry. So I was interested in watching it. It looked like a pretty simple action film with her in it. So seemed kind of like a fun.
Very much the same for me. I want to see her do different things. You know, we know her obviously from Star Wars. That's a mega project. And in a lot of ways, when people are on these mega projects, it overshadows everything else they do. And they kind of get pigeonholed into just certain projects and or not looked at for anything else, really, which is very sad. So I was hyped to see her in this project. She did another film, Young Woman in the Sea with Disney, that I really enjoyed and really showed her acting chops. And if you haven't seen Young Woman in the Sea, y'all, I recommend that. So yeah, seeing her in an action film, when Star Wars kind of actiony, I'm like, Daisy really could throw down. I was excited to see it. In Clive Owen, I'm like, all right, I'm in. Taz Skylar, not too sure about, but I've heard some things, and I know my pal Heather was going to do an interview with him. So yeah, I was excited to check this out. So let's check out the trailer together, and then we'll give you our thoughts on the story, the cast, and we'll get into our review. So here we go. Trailer for Cleaner. Here we go.
He's going to blow the building.
We're hearing reports of an incident at the Agnian Tower.
"999, what's your emergency?"
Are you kidding me?
Greedy, needy, cocky. We're going to shine a light on your crimes. Cheers.
Great to have you on board.
Any attempts to gain access, the whole building explodes.
Someone got inside.
One of the cleaners. Find them.
Put it down.
If I did the cleaner, exile me.
He's going to blow the building.
Everyone's got a personal to me.
If you touch him, I will end you.
No smoke without fire, right?
I've got what he wants. You get as many people out as you can.
You want to hang this whole operation on a window cleaner who couldn't hack the army?
I'm not going to let you down.
All right. That is the trailer for Cleaner. As we like to do, we want to, give you a little bit of the cast and the crew. So, again, I will highlight a few folks. But as we state, as always with our reviews, and as a filmmaker myself, while we highlight a few, it takes a village, y'all. It takes a small community to put these together, and respect and love to everyone that had a hand in creating this film. While we highlight a few, all of your work deserves respect and appreciation. So shout out to the entire cast and crew of The Cleaner. The director was Martin Campbell. Writers Matthew Orton, Simon Uttley, and Paul Andrew Williams. And as you saw from that trailer, your leads are Daisy Ridley, who plays Joey Locke, Clive Owen. We also have Taz Skylar, and many more. Again, as we said, respect to everyone on the cast and crew of The Cleaner. So brief synopsis on the story, as you saw from the trailer. Joey Locke, Daisy Ridley's character, she works at this building. She helps clean and keeps the windows actually clean. She dangles over the high-rise. Very scary job, and keeping this facility clean. She actually is on her way to work that day with her younger brother, who has, I think, autism. Who I think, is on Heather's picture right there.
He's neurodivergent. Yeah, he's for some reason not listed on IMDb. That is Matthew Tuck, who plays the character Matthew. He's anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, as I said, so thank you, Heather, because I was like trying to find that actor earlier. But yes, who just has some disabilities here and there, and leans heavily on her sister, and because of just her overall workload with everything, it's very difficult. So she essentially brings her to work that day, and then there's just a lot of things happening. There's a conference going on in the building, and she ends up being stuck outside cleaning the windows as a hostile takes over happens at her facility. And it's a bunch of eco-terrorists that are taking over because this company that inhabits this building, they're not too nice. They're not too nice. They do stuff around the world that just, they're covering things up. And so these eco-terrorists are putting them on blast. And at least so one things or another, Taz Skylar works at the building, but he also may be behind some things. Clive Owen is one of our terrorists. And then again, there's many more folks involved with this, but I don't want to spoil for the people there. So there's your basic story, your cast, your crew, but it's an action thriller, if you will. And now we're digging in with some thoughts. Heather, are you ready to break down The Cleaner and your feelings about it?
Sure.
Let's go. So what were your thoughts after screening The Cleaner?
That it is a watered down eco-terrorist version of Die Hard. I want to say more good things. I want to say good things. The acting was actually done very well. There was, the characters really did it. Matthew Tuck, I actually thought did a phenomenal job playing a young man who was having difficulties with his autism, with his personal controls. It really resonated. I cannot tell if the actor actually has it or not, so I was trying to find that out. But with that being said, the acting was good. The movie was just kind of meh. It was just kind of meh. Those are my initial thoughts.
All right, I would have to disagree. I wanted to love it more. I think it had a lot of great ideas, but it just was tame in its execution. I wanted Daisy Ridley to be more of the action Die Hard quote star, but they kept her out on this damn skywalk for a large portion of the film instead of allowing her to kind of be I'm forgetting Die Hard, the character's name, to have her go in. What was the character's name again? John McClane. To be the John McClane and go start busting heads all around the building. She didn't get to do that until like maybe the last 25% of the film. And then, all right, I'm gonna say hashtag spoilers. I'm gonna put it on the thing. Hashtag spoilers. You know what? No. I'll save it to the very end. We'll talk on this note. Heather, remind me, we're gonna save this at the end, very end of our review. We'll put it there. But there's a key actor that's in this film that gave it to me more gravitas, that just is gone. I will say the person that kind of takes over things has some charisma. Heather has a great interview with this gentleman, but I don't know. It just I was saddened to see that, because to me that took away more from the film, and then it just kind of became paint by numbers and had just so much potential. And that was just kind of like film. I hate to say it, I don't want to say I didn't enjoy the film. It was all right, but I was disappointed. I wanted more, and I thought it had it. The Daisy Ridley's phenomenal in it, but she doesn't get a lot to work with. The younger brother, as you said, Matthew Tuck, was great. It would have been a great combo of them like helping each other throughout the facility to stop the bad guys. That would have been a really cool brother-sister duo, kind of like Batman and older Batman from Batman Beyond, like helping, through the city, but through the building, stopping bad guys. But it didn't do that. And it was unfortunate. I will say, I was very sympathetic to the criminals with their intention, because as Heather and I both feel, there's a lot fucked up with our world. And I like that they were speaking on, so like, I can't ignore, I like what they're doing here. Maybe that's bad of me, but I don't mind it.
No, this is actually something. So I will say to take a step back, you said you disagree with me, but you actually agree with me. This movie was pretty damn eh. I said this movie was pretty damn eh. We wanted more out of this. There was opportunities. I think they could have added, this is an hour and a half film, which is a great thing. You know, it's really nice to have a solid hour and a half film, but you can add 10 minutes in if you need to get, you know, someone to that next level. If you need to add 5-10 minutes to give, you know, to get Daisy Ridley into this point where she becomes more of an action star, do it. Like, take that extra little time. Just don't make it a 3-hour movie. We don't need that. We don't need that. But with that being said, yes, as a heads up, they do pull a Drew Barrymore in Scream. They really, really do in this film. The person that it's sad. It's sad. But with that being said, I go into the conversation about the bad guys. I did get to speak with Taz Skylar. We had a lot of fun. I actually interjected and talked about my One Piece tattoos with him. Taz, if you're watching this, though I highly doubt you are, I've already talked to my tattoo artist. We're going to get that Sanji tattoo.
Oh, wow.
We already chatted about it. But with that being said, I had a lot of fun talking with him. And one thing that I did ask him was, how did he feel? There's this great monologue at the end, not really a spoiler. There's every bad guy does the bad guy monologue. That's what it is. I'm not going to say, I said it was at the end, but one thing I asked is, how did he feel when he was giving that speech? And he said that while he was there, he was in the moment because, you know, it's a long speech. But one thing that he really felt was that he started to drift further and further into to agreement with his character. They are environmental terrorists, and they are going after an energy company who are doing dangers while saying that they are doing good. No actual connections to the real world right now, of course, at all. And that's the thing, is it's one of the great things that we are seeing in so many films now is we are seeing this blurred line. Who is true? And you see it. We can talk about the poison ivy conundrum all the time. Pamela Isley, is she truly a villain? Everything she does is to break down corporate greed and save the planet. It's what she does. That's who she is. That's what you're kind of seeing here in a different way. And to me, if they had gone with the story that kind of started, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I would have sided with the bad guys 150%. What they did is they went overboard to make it seem like true bad guys with this film. But Skylar makes a great example. He found himself agreeing with his own character who was killing people. Because of the dangers that we're seeing in real time, in real life, we are currently watching protections, energy-based protections, plant-based protections, wildlife-based protections being pulled back one after another here in the US. So this really hits people like us a lot more. And yeah, I'm not going to deny in this case, once again, they took it a step too far for a reason, but I agree with the bad guys for the most part.
And that was like the one wild, awkward thing about this movie. I did not disagree with them at all. Like, they just, because sometimes, like, man, I think we need to go hard, especially right now with the current administration. I don't mind seeing maybe a set of crazy people that wanted to go ahead and take care of something like this. But anyway, beside the point. But this environment, you know, just, I felt it until that twist. And but yeah, I wanted this film to be so much better. It's an enjoyable film. If I had paid money to go see it at a theater, I would have been pissed. But if I'm watching on streaming, you know, that was a cool watch. It was like a USA movie, like back in the day where like they direct to cable movies. It would have been one of those, but it's regretful that they didn't let Daisy rock. Let her cook. Mm-hmm. Let her and her brother like rock that place to stop some baddies. It had all those Die Hard elements, but it failed.
I've said it on this channel a few times. You can have great writing bring up poor acting. You can't have poor acting or great acting pull up bad writing. This movie, there is more there. It's just like they didn't want to fulfill it. But the acting though, on par. 100%. Like, once again, the one thing that I think both of us are walking away from is we agree with the terrorists.
That is true.
They did a phenomenal job. But I think what upsets me more about this, other than the fact that I had an absolute blast talking to Skylar, he's phenomenal. I cannot wait to see him in season 2 of One Piece.
By the way, I kept the One Piece part intentionally.
That was a lot of fun.
I was hoping you'd notice that when you did your homework. I was like, I kept that under wraps when I send that to you.
Oh, okay. I had a lot of fun. They actually they try and keep us to our time. Like if we're given 10 minutes to talk to someone, if we make it to 9 minutes and 58 seconds, they're like scratching at the computer screen to get us to stop talking. They gave me almost 15 minutes because him and I were just having fun shooting the shit for the first couple of minutes. We had a lot of fun. I think that they had a Skylar and Ridley in the interview. Skylar talks about their fight scene. There's really cool choreography in this film, but there's not a lot. And I think that's what upsets me the most is that there's clearly room for this movie to have been a stronger film,
Agreed. All right. So those are our thoughts on The Cleaner. Stay till the very end for just probably like less than 20 seconds of me screaming why they killed a certain character. We both agree that the terrorists are right on this and that this is a subpar film that could have been so much better. But respect to Daisy Ridley, Taz Skylar, Matthew Tuck, Clive Owen, everybody involved with this film. Takes a village. Just wish it was better. All right, those are our thoughts. Let us know what you think. If we're wrong, if you disagree, let's hit us up. Cleanse our palates, clean it, cleaner. Comments. Heather Hurt. Why did I do those analogies? Hit us up in the comments below. Heather Hurt, creepy nerds rule the world. Heather, they killed fucking Clive Owen like that quickly. Like, we're gonna sell this film off of Daisy Ridley. Let's be honest, they sell this film on Daisy Ridley, Clive Owen being in it. Those are your two big name actors. Taz, he's gonna be a superstar soon. Shout out to One Piece fans. I know Heather's one of those One Piece fans. And he has gravitas. He's good in this, but Clive Owen, I was expecting some good back and forth, and they fucking killed Clive Owen like that. What are your thoughts on that, Heather?
I once again they pulled a bait and switch. They pulled a Drew Barrymore and Scream. And the thing is that what makes it so bad is that Owen was on his fucking game. Like, I was ready. Like, if he had kept going in that pace, I would have been like, sign me up for the next takedown. I swear I will come at it with, like, I will go out with Clive Owen to take down a couple more corporations. Like, he was, what made this so much worse is he was on fucking point. He was on fucking point. And then they did the bait and switch. And I love Skylar. Once again, my interview with him was a blast. I loved watching him grow in this film, but you had a superstar in a great position doing something really cool, and then you just clock him?
Yeah, maybe do that at like the last quarter, that twist at the very end. You know what I'm saying? I think if Owen was in it, it would have gave it some more gravitas, some grit, some back and forth between Clive and Daisley would have been. Those are two superstars. No disrespect to Taz, but it just kind of went by the numbers when he kind of took over, and it's too much of madman versus good. You know what I'm saying? Chaotic good versus all of that. You could have saved the chaotic good to the very end and been like, what the fuck?
Well,
And then done that.
Using the comment of, once again, this is very Die Hard coded. That's really what this movie is.
Yeah.
Owen could have been more of the, oh my God, why the fuck did I just forget his name? The bad guy. Oh my God. Fuck.
I know what you're talking about, but
why I'm fucking forgetting this
yeah,
shit.
same.
Because I'm standing here. He could have been more of the mastermind, and at some point it could have switched a little later in life.
Yeah.
Because it didn't, and that what's the weirdest part of it is it didn't feel like a natural ending for that character. It felt like a very forced moment.
Yes.
And I don't know, once again, part of what disappointed me is that there were opportunities that seemed like they were clearly bypassed to tell this other story. And there's so much room. There's so much room and so many things they could have done, and this movie would have been phenomenal at that point. So
Agreed. It felt like Clive Owen got a call from his agent. Clive, we got this film for you. Say less. I'm there tomorrow. Damn it, we got to rewrite the script because fucking Clive Owen just left the project. God damn it.
Gruber.
Anyway.
Gruber. Fuck. Gruber. There you
Gruber.
go.
Hans Gruber. Okay. Anyway, Hans Gruber failed this project. No, he didn't. But damn, the writing failed this project. Had so much potential. Just wish more from this and the people involved. Because Taz is dope. Clive is dope. Daisy's dope. Matthew Tuck is dope. But the film failed it. But anyway, those are our thoughts. Hit us up in the comments below. Heather Hurt, your boy QP.